Thank you for having us, first of all. We're going to talk through a very quick overview of what is Dataverse, some of the kind of background of Dataverse, and we'll jump into some of the demos and try to keep this as demo heavy as possible. I know that's what we're all here for. So let's get rolling. We'll cover kind of Dataverse and where it fits into this story of the AI era. We'll jump into the demo portion of this, and that honestly should be our time, but we'll do a quick recap at the end. The last decade fundamentally was built on data and that AI foundation. Dataverse throughout that time has been there with millions of low-code makers and pro-code developers, enabling them to build on top of these enabling them to build on top of solutions, on top of the system of records. With Power Platform, the apps, the pages, the automate, and dynamics, Dataverse has fundamentally been there as the enterprise solution to unify that common data for the apps and to enable the operational data store for business applications. Now, as we kind of start to look forward, we envision a world where every employee will have their Copilot. And that Copilot will be supported by many agents. So in reality, if a company has 1,000 employees, there's going to be 1,000 Copilots. But behind those Copilots, there's going to be tens of thousands, if not more, agents. And then today and in the next decade forward, Dataverse is continuing to empower AI organizations to transform their business processes using Copilot and agents. I'm sure you've all had hands-on experience with this, but if you haven't, we'll cover some pieces in a moment. With Dataverse, you can apply generative AI easily and very simply on top of your common data that you already have in Dataverse. From there, you can also store your operational data and business data for your agents all in the same location as your apps. So what is Dataverse? A little intro and a little backstory there on kind of our positioning, but Dataverse is and continues to be that enterprise-ready, trusted data platform for your intelligent apps and for your agents. This platform is secure and compliant as expected. It's built on top of Azure services, enabling that hyperscale support, and it brings intelligence to your data with Gen AI. Dataverse is a polyglot storage system supporting both unstructured and structured data. It's a platform that is AI assisted through Data Workspace and fully integrated into Copilot Studio. This allows you to leverage your data via agents and surface them to customers or employees internally. Now, that's enough of kind of the background side of things. Let's look at how you can discover and explore your data with Dataverse, and I'll hand over to Jason.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Sean. Just make sure, Sean, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Awesome. So let me share the screen. So I think just a quick recap. The Dataverse is storing and managing data used by business application. That means we are speaking of real-time, large-scale business data that changes 24 hours, 7 days. Then the mission or the concept of the Dataverse discovery is actually to help different users with different use cases to find the most relevant information efficiently. So you will see a list of the quick demo using different features, but all built on top of the Dataverse search to help you retrieve the information. So let's first go through some sample data. So this is sample data from a sales CRM. Your business data is actually stored in multiple related tables. See on the left tab, you have a list of the essential views like accounts, contacts, leads, and opportunities to help you run your sales-related business. And here is one sample record that is, this environment is a pre-prod environment, so it is a little bit slow, but you can see this is one account that's owned by me. You have all these additional metadata related to this account. Then the first search option you might notice here is on the top. This is called global search. here you can search the keyword, let's say like test, because this is a test environment with lots of sample data. It will return you a list of the record across all different tables in the CRM. Right? You have the cases, you have the orders, you have the accounts. It also supports fuzzy match. So for example, I'm using TST, but you can see it is covering all the testing and test. The other item was to call out here is it also supports relevance ranking. Think of in a real business when I'm typing some general term with multiple record found, you will actually get the most relevant records based on your current user ID. For example, if I'm searching research, did you remember like I'm owning that Terry research? Then this Terry research with my primary contact showing up will always showing at the top. Okay, so moving to the next. Sometimes you are not really looking for a single record, but a list of the record that meets your condition. For example, here is a view that, so let me go back to the default view. Here is a default view of the opportunities that are filtered based on my ownership. And this is a second search bar. This search bar is able to understand your natural language and then convert it into a set of the rule to help you filter the data and get the set of the record. So let me go back to all opportunities. You will see there I have 94 records. Then I can ask the questions, let's say like, yes, so like this one. So open opportunities with revenue greater than 10,000 and code rating. So what they do here is, so you got these natural language questions. We will extract several of the keywords and apply some advanced filter based on these keywords. So you see here, you have open opportunities. Then we know the status needs to equal to open. Estimated revenue needs to be greater than 1,000. Sorry, 10K, and the rating needs to be showing as code. Right. So once you get this list of the record, you can also easily visualize it to get some additional insights. So let's try visualize as a pie chart grouped by the close months and show revenue. Right. So let's see.
Are you able to zoom in a bit?
Oh, sorry, Paul. Do you have a question?
We're getting asked from chat to zoom. Can you zoom in, Jason?
Oh, yeah. Let's see. Is it better now?
You've got a thumbs up. I assume so. Thank you.
Okay, awesome. So basically you ask these questions and it will be generating this pie chart based on your request using the existing data. And this is also dynamic. Let's see, like if I'm removing these additional rating filters, this will showing the new results with all these 18 records. Okay. So now I can use these two different types of search for single or multiple record retrieval. But sometimes I'm not looking for the record retrieval. I'm looking for something more efficient or something I cannot directly get by looking the record because it requires join with multiple tables or do some simple calculation, right? Then the third option we have here is this Copilot sidecar. Let's try some questions. What is the total revenue for my own account? So behind scene, what he's trying to do is he's trying to convert this natural language into the SQL and then query the data. So this time it is not working. Let me refresh the page. So sorry for the interruption. This happens because this is like pre-prod environment. We are running lots of experiment on top of it. Let me retry the questions. So first of all, here, I have this active account that is owned by me. So ideally, I should be able to get some answers. Okay, so this time it takes some time. So we have a higher expectation that it will return some result. But again, this is for natural language to SQL, and it is able to know what is your current user ID, so that when I'm asking like my own account, it is able to apply the filter based on your user ID condition. So here it returns this total revenue, and by clicking these more details, it will be able to tell you how we are getting these results. You see, it is like based on ownership, you get this list of the account, then it joins with the opportunity table to get the right total revenue. And sometimes you are not looking for this computing, you are looking for some non-aggregated questions. Let's see, like if I'm asking list all opportunities related to my own account. This time, it will be returning some more richer content. Let's wait for a couple more seconds. So this time you will be able to get this fancy record link that you can click and help you navigate to the right view. So you see this record is owned by me. And sometimes it is kind of expected that you will get a long list of the record. Then you will be able to using this show on a page, similar like what you have seen from the data exploration agent, that we are applying some advanced filter conditions so that you will see all the related records. So for example, I'm clicking here. Let's see what kind of additional filter he applied to give this result. So he's using these, contains the data, and the owner user ID is equal to my user ID. Okay, so, okay, what else? So this is all the work that we are doing under the model-driven app. Now let's talk about MCP. The Dataverse search is actually being added as one of the tools in MCP. So you will have the flexibility to go beyond the above feature. So let me open my VS Code. So here, see if I have that. This, you will see this is the URL link for my CRM. I'm linking this same CRM to the MCP. So let's first do some quick validation, see if this link I'm building has been built successfully. Let me ask, like, how many accounts? So this time it is not working. Let me restart the conversation. Change to a different agent. Okay, so by changing to a different agent, you see that it's able to connect to your MCP server. The first step he's doing is listing the table. He's trying to find what table you have in this CRM to see if he's able to answer these questions. So the first time that when he built this connection, it always takes some time. And again, this is a pre-prod environment, so it is kind of expected that it will having some certain delay. Yes, he is able to retrieve and find, oh, you have this long list of the table in the CRM. So the next step he's doing, he's trying to interpret your questions into the SQL. So you see he's like trying to count about your account numbers from the account table, then return back with a number. Now let's try some questions that might be more complex. Let's see, show a bar chart, estimated revenue for, for top opportunities, and provide me some suggested next step. So for this type of questions, he's able to write some Python code to make it work. So the first step here, he's trying to find the top 10 records in the opportunity tables, and based on sorting by the estimated value. So this is a definition from the MCP about what is the top opportunities. And this is the number he's retrieving. So he will use this data to help you rendering a bar chart and also analyze this data to provide you some additional insights. Okay, so it is able to generate this kind of this Python code. Let's try to run that. Okay, so you see he's showing some kind of error from the PowerShell. He's able to do the self-correction. Let's see if he's able to do that. Otherwise, we can run that just manually. Awesome. So this is the view that is being generated based on this Python code. Okay, let me go back to the slide. Let's do a quick recap about the demo we have seen. So in the model-driven app, you have the global search. That is a keyword search for the single record lookup. You have the data exploration agent. That is a natural language for rule-based filter to return a set of the records. You also have this Copilot chat that you are still using the natural language for some analytics or for some aggregation questions. Now, beyond the model-driven app, you can connect to the Dataverse MCP, and we are also offering some additional capabilities. For example, you can connect your Dataverse data as a knowledge for your custom agent in MCS. You can also calling this web API directly for developers to perform the search on top of Dataverse data. Okay, back to you, Sean.
Thank you, Jason. We got a couple of questions in chat. They haven't gone unnoticed. We'll follow up for sure. Thank you for posting pieces. And we do have resources, so we'll share those out as well. Let me just bring up the screen and we'll go from there. So we did a quick overview of different parts of exploring data with Dataverse, but really to recap, Dataverse is there to support your needs and your business, empowering it to truly transform any of those existing processes you have. If you're leveraging Dataverse today or not, you can bring your data into Dataverse. And we want to evolve that process from what it is existing today into that Copilot and agent first process. With Dataverse, as you've seen, this is just tabular data we were looking at and playing with there in those demos. But you can easily apply Gen AI over the top of that common data and make use of it in any which way you desire. You can also store your operational data and your business data for your agents in the same place that your app data exists, as we were looking at. And really, we're here to enable you to make your data discoverable and available for exploration wherever you need it. So a quick thank you from us. If folks do want to reach out and contact us, we can share our information and follow up. More than happy to there. And from a resources perspective, a couple of quick overview pieces on what is Dataverse from a very high level, getting started with Dataverse, some of the MCP connection pieces we were just looking at, the Power Platform side of things, and even the Copilot Studio integration, as we were just talking about at the very end there. We didn't get to go through that in detail, but I did see there was a question in chat, can you make use of this data in an agent in M365? And you totally can if you go and build that agent in Copilot Studio and then publish it to M365. So that is everything from us. Thank you so much for having us.